live. Oh, all right. Hey, this always catches me by surprise. Welcome, everyone. I am the Love Doctor. This is the Love Doctor live stream. My special guests this week are Spicy Sparkles and Bijou Bisou. Welcome to the both of you. We're going to be answering everyone's questions about love, sex, and relationships, and I'm going to try to pour a drink. This bottle's almost empty. So we have it there. How's everyone doing this week? Bijou?
I'm doing great.
You're doing great. What are you drinking tonight now?
Scotch and soda, sans scotch.
Understood. And Spicy, what do you happen to be drinking?
I'm doing great too, and I drink sparkling cider.
Oh, and your mic is sort of cutting out again. It's still audible, but it goes low.
Okay, and now it's good?
No, it's still low at this point.
And now?
That's perfect. Okay.
I'm gonna let it like that.
And it cuts out again. All right. But a sparkling cider is what you're drinking. We heard that. Welcome all of you. Big news here in Montreal is things are going to be reopening, and the Divulge show is going to start happening again. Spicy is on the first show. So this is your second live performance because you played the graduation show?
Yeah.
All right. And we're here to answer your questions about love, sex, and relationships. So if you have any questions, you can just drop them into the chat. I'm still haven't poured the drink. Devin Upham saying hi. Hi, Devin. And anyone else who wants to say hi, tell us what you're drinking. That would be great. I'm just going to open a new bottle. Just get the plastic off. There. Oh,
that's good ASMR.
Good, yeah.
Oh,
it's good stuff.
Oh, this might be a bit too much gin. I've had a long day today, so I'm tired. So I apologize. I hope that doesn't mean I'm going to get angry at any of the questions, because that sometimes happens. We had a question about people who heckle, and I sort of went off on them last week.
Oh man, I would have loved to have been part of that conversation.
It was a fun conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I do think I hit my swear limit though. I'm not sure. So we are going to be here now. If you don't want to write your questions in chat, you do have the ability to write the questions anonymously using a Slido. So you can either go to sli.do or slido.com, and the event code is TLD 213, because this is season 2 episode 13, and we will read your questions there. We've got a bunch of questions in already, so we're going to get started. Viewership, it looks a little down, but let's get seeing here what it is. We got tons of questions though, so we should be good. Let's get started. We're everybody prepped and ready. And am I just rambling at this point? Just not sure. Both of you look fucking deadly today. I want to state that. That has to be appreciated and said. So thank you both for being here. And I think it's time to bring up the questions. We start at the bottom, and then
now we're here.
We'll work our way up. So starting at the bottom, the first question we have is, should people use filtered photos or natural ones on dating apps? And Bijou, you are in the hot seat, so you get to start with this one.
I think it depends on the filter. If you have an Instagram filter that it puts you in very flattering lighting that you like and it makes you feel confident, then sure. If the filter is like a dog face and you can't really see your face, or it's like a face swap where you got the face of someone that's not yours, then maybe not.
That sounds like a sound answer. Spicy, your take on that.
So I think you should do what the fuck you want, because anyway, like on apps like Tinder, you have like, I think 6 or 7 pictures you can put. So even if like one have a heavy filter, I mean, there's like 5 more. So for me, it doesn't do anything.
All right. All right, there has been a prevalence of these new filters that you can see now, such as baby face, etc., that are in Barbie eyes or whatever. that really change the look of a person's face. If you expect to meet someone, I don't suggest you use something that is going to radically change your appearance. Or as you know, there's a reason they call them catfishing filters. But at the same time, like if you get multiple photos and you want to have some playful one, even if it is the doggy ears and tongue and nose, do it. It's fun, and do that. We got Lusty Onyx tuning in saying, hello, incredible, lovely three of you. There we are. I think we're ready for the next question at this point. Say hello to other people. We're seeing more people logging in at this point. We are getting started here. The next question we have is, my boyfriend and I have been experimenting with roleplay. He really seems to enjoy it, but he always makes us use fake names, and I don't understand why we can't just use our real names. Any thoughts? All right, I'm in the hot seat for the beginning of this one. You know what? I think it's part of the fantasy is to be someone else. And so if you're using your own name, you're not being someone else. And that could be what's taking him out of the role play. I know sometimes it's hard to remember your partner's name at the best of times. But that was supposed to be a funny one, but no one has cracked a smile. All right, good. You know, so mixing it up by saying the you know, this fake name, who knows? But the idea of roleplay is to explore fantasies that are maybe outside of your relationship agreement, and you know, if you want to freak out your boyfriend, then use his dad's name to be his dad, just maybe to show him that it could be a little bit creepy. You know, or show what you're reticent about. And yet Bijou has the perfect face for that one.
I like to make Simpsons references. It's like that episode where Bart and Lisa are told they can't go to Mount Splashmore, and it's just like a solid shot of them being like, it's the same face. Am I in the hot seat now? Is that my turn?
Yes, that's why it's the big window.
Well, okay. I just thought that you wanted to showcase me. It's the Bijou show. Hi,
That
I'm
too.
taking over. I agree with the Love Doctor. I think that it's part of the fun is to use names. I mean, if the names that are being used make you uncomfortable, i.e., he asks you to call him mommy or something, like if that makes you uncomfortable, then maybe tell them. But otherwise, it's, you know, if it's not bothering you or making you uncomfortable, then maybe just, you know, have some fun with it.
Boom. Spicy.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, if it's like if it's maybe names that you know and it makes you uncomfortable, maybe talk with him. But yeah, fantasies are just like you can be something that you're not. So if you want to play like a schoolgirl or whatever, maybe using your own name, even because you're not that, it's just like breaking the fantasy. So just go with it.
Boom. So the I guess we all sort of agree that if it's part of the role play is being someone else, and that's the purpose why your partner doesn't want to use the real names. All right, we're ready for the next question. Yes,
I'm ready. Yes, I didn't know that was a question.
All right, we've got a hello from Scarborough as well, Ruroshen. Hello, Ruroshen. Thank you for tuning in. Our next question that we have is monogamy a thing of the past? Spicy.
Well, no. My first answer will be no, because I'm in a monogamy relationship. I only have my boyfriend, and that's okay for us. But I mean, if you want to have more than one, it's yours. You can do what you want. But I don't think the world is ready to be like everyone's the same about like a multi partner, because like it's not for everyone. like I know people that have like lots of lovers, and I couldn't do it because like it's too much time consuming. So well for me, but yeah.
Boom, good answer. Again, I don't think monogamy is going to go away. I do believe I agree with Spicy. I also like to think of monogamy and polyamory to be on a scale. And some people are more hardwired to be monogamous. Other people are more hardwired to be polyamorous. The thing is, you should have as many partners as you and your partners agree upon. That's the necessary thing. There's people who think that they could be polyamorous without telling their partner. No, that's being an asshole and a cheater. So you need to just kind of clarify and be honest. Pick up the ethical slut and read that book. Bijou.
I am on the polyamorous side of the scale. But I do agree with you, Love Doctor, that I do think that some people are hardwired or hard, like, comfortable with being monogamous. And I think that it goes all the way over to being very comfortable and like finding joy in compersion, which is the joy in finding your partner enjoying somebody other than yourself. I think that there have always been people who have been monogamous, and they've always been people who have been, different levels of polyamory, and consent is always really important. I had a partner who only ever let me sleep with one of the sexes, but this person was straight. So like, we're each gonna be with one of the sexes, and I'm like, okay, but I that's still cutting me off from like a big part of it. So it was a lot about control and like co-opting.
So that was the
my
OPP.
Sexuality. That was the OPP.
One penis pop.
The OPP. I know OPP is. You down with OPP? Yeah, and you know me. It's
there's also
other people's
the one penis policy one, the less friendly version.
Yes, that was exactly what it was, and it took me a long time before I realized how gross that was. So, but do what you want to do.
I'm glad you got out of that. And again, it comes down to like negotiating. A lot of societal pressure is sort of enforcing monogamy, so a lot of people go there, and a lot of people try to live by that, and a lot of people are unhappy. Not everyone. So some people can happily be monogamous, other people aren't. Where we got other people's puppies. There we go. Other people's puppies. Next question we have is, what's your thoughts on love at first sight? Love on first sight. Bijou, that brought out a big smile.
I think that there is definitely a connection that you can have with someone the first time that you meet them. I don't know if I would call it love at first sight per se, but I will say that there have been people, not just lovers, but people that I have connected with the moment that we met, and there's like a level of chemistry there that just that person's going to be in your life for a very long time. Like my best friend, we met and talked for like 3 straight hours the day that we met, and I knew that this person was going to be in my life. So I'd say yeah, I do.
All right, so it's not whether or not you believe, but what's your thoughts?
What's my thoughts? I believe that it exists, and I think that all the other stuff I just said.
I'm going to disagree slightly. I believe that there's lust at first thought. I believe that you can have some connection, but I think love is something that needs to be developed and nurtured to grow. So there's attraction, but it's not necessarily love. Spicy.
Yeah, it's a tough one. But I'm gonna go with what you said, the Love Doctor, because I don't think you can feel love like the first time you met someone. Even like my best friend Lastianix, we connect when we first met, but like it was more than that. We had to really work on the friendship to become at that level of friendship that we have now. So yeah, I'm gonna say like you.
Thank you. Your mic is still cutting in and out, but we
Oh,
still
yeah.
have some volume when it's at the lower part. So we're gonna probably work on that as I go to the next question. So, all right, here's the next question. Can a cat person and a dog person, not furries, but like they prefer that pet, ever get a pet together? And Spicy, are you able to go?
Can you repeat the question, please? I was fixing my mic.
Can a cat person and a dog person, not furries, but like they prefer that pet, ever get a pet together? And
Yeah, I think, yeah, because like I'm more of a cat person, but my boyfriend is like he doesn't like cats. But we have a dog, no cats, but I think we can go together.
that sort of blows my thought out of the water because I was thinking, well, why not both?
Oh, yeah.
Because you can have cats and dogs; they can live together without, hellfire raining from the heavens. So find the balance that's in there. I think what's most important is that each person, each partner cares for each other completely and gives each other respect. That's important. And then sharing the pet is another thing. Also, the anonymous question line is just below us. Bijou.
I would say that, life is full of compromises. So if you want both of you to make a compromise, get a rabbit. Then neither of you will be happy.
Oh, all right. Yes, compromise. We're ready for the next question. Oh, sorry. A hyena is close to both cats and dogs, genetically speaking.
You and me were like,
I do have to say though, the incessant laughing would probably keep me up. Cemetery sex, hot, dangerous, or sacrilege? That's Bijou. You have the hot seat.
Yes.
Spicy.
Yes.
Yes. All right, we're all in agreement.
Yay!
Show me, yes.
There is. I do want to state that it is important anytime that you're having public sex that you make sure that no one who could potentially stumble upon you unwarily does. So,
Consent
yes,
is always people observing you need to consent to that.
Yeah.
100%.
Boom. All right, we're set for the next question.
I feel like the person was expecting more.
Yeah. I think too.
Sorry. My bad.
All right. That was the immediate thought I had. So we thought alike. All of us thought alike, and I think that question got exactly what it deserved. Thanks for playing. Again, the Slido is running below. If you want to ask any questions anonymously, or otherwise, you could just drop it in the chat, and we'll know who you are, and we could possibly ask follow-ups. All right, bigger question. As an older person, I find myself having difficulty understanding the new etiquette rules of speaking with people. I know it used to be that you are to address the person as they appear, i.e. female presenting she, her, but now it is becoming more difficult as the fashions and styles have evolved. All right, I'm going to address that too. And many people are choosing more androgynous look. That's been happening for a long time too. Furthermore, with the introduction of the new pronouns they, them, those have been around for a long time. I am hesitant to approach people as to not offend them with the wrong use. Please help me as I wish not to offend, but I want to educate myself. All right. I think there's a good start there. There's a couple of things in there I'd like to address. They, them has been around for a long time. It's not that society is evolving. I think language is evolving. And it is addressing something proper. Language always evolves. It has always been changing. The English language, in particular, is really, it's a bastard language. It's so many mixes of things. That's why we have some things that are gendered and other things that are not. French is a gendered language, so
Yeah.
like I have to be careful how I touched my grandmother's ottoman, just because of the gender conflicts. I don't know what the gender of an ottoman is, but I thought it would be a funny joke. But all right. So it's not about fashions and styles evolving. There was androgynous people in the 1930s. You've got. I'm incredibly tired here, but I just want to mention. No, wait. I love this musician. He was like in the 70s. He was androgynous.
Prince? David Bowie?
Prince was 80s, but
David Bowie?
David Bowie. There we are. David Bowie. Thank you. Why that was so? There's been androgynous people for a long time, and here's the opening line there saying, "I find myself having difficulty understanding the new etiquette and rules of speaking with people. Those rules have not changed. Be kind. When you're talking to other people, try to be kind. That has not changed. If you ever accidentally misgender someone, don't apologize. Say thank you. All right, and then do your best to keep up and make sure that you do not misgender them in the future." I know we've been talking for a long time. I don't mean just me answering this question, but I know like I started speaking at age, I don't know, 7 or something. But there once I've been speaking and saying things for a certain way, and adapting can be a little bit difficult to break habits, but breaking habits can be done. If you are being confrontational by intentionally misgendering somebody, go back to my first rule. The rule that has always stood about how you talk with other people is be kind. So that is my take on that very long question. I gave a very long answer. Bijou, and one of the reasons that we do have our
Pronouns.
Our pronouns showing up here is because of the fact that we want to normalize that so people can easily identify and properly pronoun the people that they are speaking with. Go ahead, Bijou.
I would say if you meet somebody and you do not know what their pronouns are, you should ask them. Hello, my name is Bijou. My pronouns are they, them. May I ask you your pronouns? There you go. And that's, I would say if you misgender someone before having known what their pronouns are, then yes. If they correct you, thank them. But I would say that if you misgender someone after having learned their pronouns and a mistake happens and you catch yourself or somebody else catches you, say a quick, I apologize, correct yourself, and move on. I cannot tell you how many times I've had someone say, well, I'm so, like, it's just so hard because, the way that I grew up. And then, when I was 12, I went to this school and then I had sex with that person. And then I've been, I had an onion tied to my belt because that was the style at the time. And they didn't have the white ones because of the war. You have to get those big yellow ones. Like, I don't care. Just say, I'm sorry. And then move on. It's not about you. Thank you.
Boom. Spicy.
Like you said, like my pronouns are they, them, she, her, because I don't really mind. But I mean, if like someone call me like she and I feel more like a they, them that day, I would just be okay. But yeah, it's okay. But today I would prefer you call me they, them and move on. Like you don't have to apologize for like a year and That's it. Just say okay, good, move on, and just don't repeat that. That's it.
Boom. I think we all had sort of a consensus there, other than Bijou correcting me in saying just thank them and move on, adding apologize if it's an accident, because you do
Yeah.
apologize for accidents. That is good practice.
Please do not get upset if somebody corrects you in misgendering them, because it's not cute. I had someone say something along the lines of, "Oh, she's really smart." And I said they. And then they gave me a lecture on how they were saying something nice about me, so I should just be okay with that.
Oh my God.
It's not about
No.
you.
Right. All right. So if somebody throws a gold brick and it hits me in the head, I shouldn't be angry they threw something at my head.
Yeah, because they were trying to hit the guy behind you.
Oh no, they were trying to give me the gold brick.
Oh, okay. Yes, that makes more sense. I gave you a gold brick. What do you want? Okay, I get it. I see.
The analogy works now. All right.
Yes, it does.
All right. Our next question is, do you kiss with tongue on the first date? And that goes to Spicy Sparkles.
Yes.
All right. That was an easy one. Not saying easy in any other context there. I would say it depends on how good the date is. I don't automatically go, well, it's a first date. What's that be? That actually looked disgusting. I just saw myself in the screen as I did that. Just not my proudest moment. Bijou.
I would say it depends on how well the date is going. I've had dates where I have had to ask them at the end, was this a date? And I've had dates where I go, baseball terminology, around the thing. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying.
Around the diamond.
Around the diamond, yes. Round and around. It depends. But I would say, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of tongue in general. There's like a little bit of tongue, keep it in the other person's mouth. And some people are like, as I'm just going to do it. Which some people like it. Some people are into it. I'm not. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience.
I do. All right. Like, personally, like wet kisses, like people who are overly slobbery, that is like a turn off.
Yeah.
It's
For me
like Dan,
too.
you're
No.
like it just me walk right that up.
Oh my God. No.
No.
There we go. Jenny Powell is saying tongue. Jenny is also going to be on the show Monday at the Wiggle Room.
Yay.
Boom. We got. I have to admit that this is going to sound so bad. After I had my first divorce, so this is a great start for our story. One of the first. Oh, Jenny is going absolutely yes. All right. One of the first dates I went on. I went out for a nice date. We walked around the city for a little bit, and it was summer, so it was nice. And as we were walking back to their car, I asked if I could kiss them, and they said okay. And then we kissed, and we kissed again, and then there was maybe a little bit of tongue. Then there was a breath, and we held hands, and we walked to their car. And she said, I was just going to drive you home, but that kiss changed things.
Yay.
Yes.
Just saying, a kiss can do it.
Yes. Hard
Lusty
relates.
Onyx is saying tongue, but don't put it first. It can be too weird. Well, if it's too aggressive at first, I think this is it. If both people are waiting for the other person to do it first, it never gets done.
Yeah. True.
All right. Oh, and we have our next question all geared and ready. Do you believe in karma? Do you believe in karma? And Bijou, you go first.
Okay, so there is I have thoughts and feelings about the co-opting of the term karma. Karma is the idea of you accumulating certain type of, let's say, points in this life to then transfer over to the next life. And it is an Eastern philosophy that has dated many centuries, and it is not something that's like, oh, I punched this person, so tomorrow my coffee will be cold. It is a term that is incorrectly used by lots of white people that don't. Okay, karma. Karma is something that some people believe in. I do not ascribe to that particular religion. I do not believe that people get their comeuppance, I think is the word that would best describe what I assume most people mean when they say karma. I do not believe that people get their comeuppance nearly as often as they should. So in that sense, I'm going to say no.
Good answer. Spicy.
So I do believe in karma because, well, I think it's like if you do something you shouldn't do, like maybe I don't know, like you cheated on someone or something like that. It's because you're that kind of person, so you would do it again and do it again and do it again, and then you everything you do in life have consequences, even if it's like a good one or a bad one. So I think that is karma. So if you're if you are a certain person and you do those things, you're gonna have those consequences, and that's what, like, for me karma is, because you're gonna have something. Everything is like you can sorry, I lost my word there, but everything is, people gonna know everything you're doing, even if you try to keep them for you. So yeah, I think karma exists, and like it's just because if you act if you act a certain way, you're gonna have consequences, and that's your karma. I don't know if I was clear, but it was a long day for me too.
I like the fact that we all have different interpretations, because I'm going to say something a little bit different. I love the fact Bijou brought out the history of the word karma and the meaning of karma, and then its colloquial use now, which I'm not as offended by, because of the fact that language evolves and thought process evolves with it. And so it's using an old term to describe something in a new way. And that happens literally, and that means literally, not just how figuratively used to mean. So there is, I get smart ideas now and again. All right. Here's the thing for me. I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in hell. I don't believe in reincarnation. I do believe there could be a higher power, but if it does exist, it could be a bit of an asshole at times. And by the way, however it thinks, it's beyond my ken to comprehend. But what I do know is when you are kind, it can make you feel better. There's not supposed to be a reward. It's not like some cosmic power is rewarding us for doing the right thing. We do the right thing because it's the right thing. And there's too much of this bribery concept that sort of taints the idea that doing the right thing is something that's going to get you a benefit. No, just enjoy doing the right thing. I think that is perhaps the best way to look at it. I'm opening the floor to discussion. Anyone have questions? I know I almost became a priest, and I said I just don't believe in hell, but
No, that's
I think
okay.
yeah, moral desserts is what you're describing. It's this idea that I did this nice thing, therefore I deserve to be rewarded for it. As far as the usage of words and like language evolving, I'm all for language evolving, except when it is the result of co-opting another culture, and that's what karma. The term karma to me is cultural appropriation in just a little bit, but that's my opinion on that.
I would agree, but I do. If we do not have cultural exchange, right? Cultural appropriation is to integrate an idea. I know that the normal white North American view on karma is like a more like an immediate thing, an overnight thing. It's not through lifetimes of reincarnation. But I don't think, like, sometimes it's used flippantly, which could qualify as my definition of cultural appropriation. But cultural appropriation is something that denigrates the culture it comes from. If it's applying a usage that matches your culture, it's sort of evolving into your culture as an idea, and I think that's not as bad. It's like when you see like a freedom convoy people, like white people pretended to be native.
Yeah,
That's cultural appropriation.
Oh, I mean, there are different levels. There are
Yes.
different. Let's be clear. There are different levels. Like if I use something that's like AAVE, it's not as bad as using an expletive against a person of color, but there's still levels of the same thing. But let's talk about other stuff. I don't want to.
All right, before we won't dwell on that. But talking, if you feel like there is a reward system for doing something nice, I do want to take this point to mention that you can click like on this video, you can click share on this video, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think we are getting very close to 100 subscribers. I didn't check it before the show. Once we hit 100 subscribers, the following show is going to have some giveaways. And with the giveaways, we will have wonderful prizes like this little bag of synthetic rose petals. So if you want to have a nice little night, we've got some chocolates. I think I showed the chocolates last week. We've got this little book, Things I Love, and little items that can be included. So that is there. So for once we hit 100 subscribers, we'll be doing that. And I also do want to mention, if you want to really, really do something nice, what you could do is donate to the channel. So if you go to Linktree or linktr.ee/Paul Ash, that's my manager, the first thing is buy me a drink. Anything that comes in the next 24 hours is evenly divided among the 3 performers you're seeing here. So please tip generously. I know not everyone can, but if you can't, you can at least subscribe and you can hit like. Times are tough for everyone, and it's time to discuss the next question. Is that proper? We're moving on. We're bearing that conversation we were about to have. When's the best time to discuss the rules around a 3-way or moresome? Obviously before, but how long before? Oh, shite. I'm in the hot seat. All right. The key thing is before it happens, before the blood gets up. When people get a little bit passionate, they may not be thinking clearly, and they may do things that they regret, or they may sort of coerce a partner into accepting something that they wouldn't normally accept. So before things start, you need to be clear with your partner or partners of the evening that this is cool with everybody before it goes too far. And maybe discuss the ground rules that's happening in that night. I have a horrible story about my very first threesome, and that was because rules were not discussed. Bijou, or if anyone wants the story, you'll have to ask in chat.
I would say that planning to have a a sexual encounter with more than one person is a conversation that needs to continuously happen. So I would say first, I'm going to float the idea. You like the idea? Cool. Let's all have a discussion about it. When are you free? What are you comfortable with? Are you comfortable with this? What are you not sure about? Then you get together again, and before anything happens, you have the conversation again, and you have it again while you're having. I'm sorry, my cat is being such a little shit. I keep looking this way because she will not shut up. I'm sorry, it's fine. Speaking of pussy, but yes, it is a dialogue rather than a conversation that needs to happen at any particular time.
Good answer. And yes, I made a mistake by not saying it's a continual conversation. Spicy.
Like you said, I mean, it's something that I think when you want to have a threesome or more, it's something you really want to for a long time. So why don't just you discuss it like when it's starting to get like more serious, and see if it can be done, because it's not like you can force someone to have like a threesome if they don't want, and maybe if they don't want first, like you're gonna be frustrated because you really want that but they don't want to. So yeah, like you said.
All right. You just mute it?
Yeah, because my boyfriend just he's in the kitchen, so just the time he he goes back.
All right, that is the answer. By the way, let's get these out at spicy.sparkles on Instagram. So it's spicey.sparkles SPARKLES on Instagram to follow Spicy Sparkles, and of course at bijou.bisou, that's bijou.bisou on Instagram. That is how you can follow Bijou Bisou. We are not ending the show. There's a lot more questions to get to, and if you want to put more questions in, we will be answering them. And what was it? Was there a question that I did I say that people? Oh yes, right. I mentioned that I have a bad threesome story, but a lot of people have already heard this. So I'll only tell it if we get people who ask for it in the chat.
My first threesome was great. It was really good.
My first one wasn't great, but my second one was perfect.
It's good.
All right. Why is Square Nick Cage sneaking up on Bijou? I know this is directed just to one of us, but everybody answers. So we're going to start out first with Spicy.
Because he's perfect. That's it.
I think it's because he's simultaneously the world's greatest actor and the world's worst actor.
My partner got me this pillow for Christmas. It's like a shiny red like sequins on the one side, and then when you flip it, it's just Nicolas Cage. He makes me happy. I give him different hairstyles with like the red. He was emo for a while, you know.
Oh, all right.
It makes me so happy.
That means it's the perfect gift because it makes you so happy. When you find a partner who works to make you so happy, and you are treating them with respect and trying to make them happy, or partners, that's a sign of a good relationship. All right, we're ready for the next question. Are you nervous with things reopening tomorrow? And they were anonymous about this, so apparently they might be conflicted, or they want to just jab me or something. Bijou.
Yes, I'm nervous. I'm nervous because I think that things opening. I'm going to try to work this into love and relationships. I'm nervous about things opening up because if my partner goes out and gets sick from somebody, you know, at their work, then maybe they'll bring it home to me and I'll get sick. There we go. I'm going to make it work. I'm nervous because I think that things open too quickly twice now or 3 times. I've lost count. And it doesn't go well. And our medical like system, or in Quebec at least, is really not, it hasn't been properly funded or run or supported. And so the whole system is inundated. Like the medical staff, the nurses and doctors, and frankly, everyone who's working at hospitals and testing sites right now, they have so much, they're past the point of burnt out. And things opening because they want to say that things are normal again is just validating people who never cared about being careful in the first place. And selfish people, unfortunately, contrary to some belief, I do not believe that, I have not seen enough people get consequences for the things that they do. So, yes, I'm very nervous.
Sounds like a lack of karma. All right.
Yes, a little bit like Bijou. I'm really excited too. I think I'm not sure if it's selfish because, I mean, like you said, I'm gonna perform at Vaudeville, and like it's my second time, so I'm like, oh yeah, okay, good, the things are opening back again. But like you may know, I'm a mother, so my daughter, she have asthma. So we caught COVID like 2 weeks ago, and it was good for her. So still that, but yeah, I'm kind of nervous, but still excited because like there's so much like going on for me, and like yeah.
Boom. I am nervous, of course, because there's been a lot of stress and anxiety. I've been feeling it for the past, what is it, 2.5 years?
Yeah.
2.5 years.
It's
been 2
a
years.
almost 2 years
Almost
in
2 years.
March. Yeah,
It feels like 5.
it really
but
does.
True.
It feels both like 5 years and like 2 days.
Yeah.
I am nervous. I'm very happy that we are still going to be following some of the protocols at the Wiggle Room, and which we did numerous shows there, and there was no cases that I was made aware of. The staff voluntarily, because they were not legally obligated to, voluntarily showed that their vaccine passports to show that they were being careful. And that made me feel safer in presenting a show there. So, yes, I'm nervous. And I do realize that there's like an economic incentive for politicians to open up early. And I kind of wish we did not have that being a driving factor. Taking care of human beings should come above making a dollar.
Yeah.
But
You would think. You would think.
You would think, but we live in a capitalist society, and it's the way it is.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I actually said I have tremendous respect. Thank you very much to all healthcare workers. I was
Yeah.
talking about how like tired they are, but also yes, thank you very much.
I do. You know what? Can we talk about various respect thing stuff that's going on? Definitely respect for the healthcare workers. Respect for the protesters in Russia
Yes.
who are protesting their government's actions.
Yes.
I'm protest for the respect for the 5,000 Russian soldiers who refused to fight. And there's a lot of stories coming out how they were forced to sign contracts. They were beaten and tortured by their own government to sign to be, and then shipped to the front, which is wrong. I have less respect for Netflix, which is going, I guess we're going to have to show Russian propaganda in Russia. to keep our
Well,
broadcasting license.
I've been pretty pissed off with Netflix ever since the Dave Chappelle debacle. So
I'm also not impressed with Dave Chappelle with the fact that he shot down an affordable housing project that was going to be happening in his community in Ohio.
He also was bullying a bunch of high school kids.
Yes.
Did you read about this?
He didn't view it as that, but that's what it was. There is also...
and where's his comeuppance? He has a special.
Yeah, I know.
Zero comeuppance.
There's also, I want to say, respect. It's so weird for me to say this. I have respect for Pornhub. Because people from Russian IP addresses
they can't
log into
access
Pornhub,
it.
see the Ukrainian flag and saying, not today.
Yes. So, they have integrity.
Yeah.
They have more integrity than some politicians.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Pornhub.
Thank you, Pornhub.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my stroke.
Where's Sarah McLachlan music? In the arm for just...
Wait, hold it. We don't want a copyright strike against this program.
No.
By the way, all right, just weird trivia fact. I found out in Canada here, Sarah McLachlan is not from Vancouver. She's from Halifax and used to be the lead singer of an industrial band.
That's fun.
Wow.
Yeah. It was called the October Game. There's just...
That's fun stuff. I love little celebrity things. Being in Montreal and Jewish, a lot of my family members have a story about William Shatner in some way. My grandmother calls him fucking Bill. I'd be like, hey, Bubby, tell me about the time you worked with William Shatner. And she's like, oh, fucking Bill. It's good.
He tried to kill my manager once, actually.
See, there we go. What? Why?
Just because it was fun, apparently.
Okay.
Wow.
I believe it.
He had his manager with him, and they were in the front seat of an electric golf cart, and somehow
tried to
Shatner
run that person over.
The wheel. Well, he tried to run over my manager.
Yeah, great.
And my manager describes the Bill Shatner's manager as sitting on the seat, hopping up and down like Salacious Crumb, which was the little frog thingy that sat on Jabba the Hutt's shoulder.
Oh yes, okay. Star Wars. I gotcha.
And giggling. That's all right. We have gone off topic, and no one has told us to stop in the chat. But I think it is time to bring up a new question. All right. My sister's new man never does any chores. He was pampered. He was a pampered kid and had evolved into a useless young adult. He can barely fry an egg without burning down the kitchen, and I doubt he can tell the difference between the washer and the dryer. He's the living embodiment of a mama's boy, but she loves, there's quotations, loves him. My sister deserves a real man, and I need her to see that this guy is just using her as his new mama. Help me help her see him for the child he is. All right. If you try to come between your sister and her partner, you may be losing your sister. All right. The only thing you should be doing here is still keeping in communication with your sister, supporting your sister in that relationship, and when shit goes south when you expect it to, be there for them. You cannot make someone else love somebody else. And we always make the mention of never yucking anyone else's yum. Maybe your sister wants a mama's boy. Maybe your sister enjoys that. Enjoys the feeling of being needed in such a way. I do wish that person had more maturity and was more self-responsible, but we do what we do. Bijou.
I was going to say basically the exact same thing. So there's really nothing you can do. It's frustrating, but there's nothing that you can bring up unless that person has done something that is an affront to you personally. Say if this person were to be rude to you, then you could be like, okay, well, I have an issue with this because it actually concerns me. I would also ask, like, I understand it's very frustrating. I dated someone like that for a long time, and I do know that for everybody around me, it was tough, but it was tough on me also. And there's nothing that anyone could have said to me that I didn't already know and that I hadn't already heard, but all it did was make me feel worse because I just couldn't bring myself to leave. So you need to be supportive of your sister. But with that said, what if he treats her really well? You know, like I have a chronic illness, and sometimes I can't do anything. Like I'm on the floor, like horizontal for days sometimes. And so like at that time, my partner has to take care of everything short of bathing me. But I treat my partner really well. I mean, I would think so. I mean, we love each other.
Should we mention the news that had happened, or do you want to keep that private?
We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it to
right.
It's a certain level of mystery that I would like to still keep.
To
but
foster.
Yes, we are very happy. Is what I want to say. And so but if someone were to just see this person waiting on me hand and foot, they might be like, "Wow, like Bijou is a lazy bitch." Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. If he treats her well, then even if he doesn't, like, unfortunately, you're going to have to just deal with it. But if he treats her well, then it's kind of none of your business. Sorry.
Spicy.
Like you both said, I was that girl, and like Bijou, anybody could tell me that, and I wouldn't listen for a second, because for me it wasn't like important at that moment. So yeah, like you said, you can't do anything about that. She had to open her eyes, and then when she's ready, that will come to her. But like for now, it would just like made her mad, and it's not worth it to lose your sister for that.
But I think we all sort of said that there's a chance that you might be losing your sister over this. And the thing is too, if you confront them, and even if they realize that they are sort of being used as the person suggests, having you identify that and throw it in their face can make them angry with you.
Yeah.
Even if they realize that it's true, it sort of drives them more together with their partner, because your critique of them is viewed as an attack.
Yes. My therapist once said something to me that was something along the lines of, we don't like hearing people say things to us that are critical, and we especially hate it when they're true.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I will remember that for a long time. I'm like, that's right, damn it.
All right. We have a few more questions, so let's keep rolling here. Our next question that we have is, I have a special relationship with my best friend. That said, can you answer my questions? Have you ever slept with your best friend? If no, why? If yes, would you do it again? If your current situation was different or allowed it, could you imagine being in a relationship with him, her, or they, and why? And Spicy, you get that question first.
Okay. Yes, for the first one. And yes, I would do it again. And if my relationship, yeah. It's like a kind of tricky question, because like we are like really, really like alike. We are like the same person. I mean, it's like, so I think it would drive me crazy to be with her. But at the same time, I think my relationship with her would be like very cool at the same time. So I don't know. For the second part, I don't know.
All right. This is me next. This is something that I struggle with at times because I hate overly defining things. I believe a friendship is a relationship. They both have ship at the end. And it does come down to respecting the other person. So I would consider a friend that I've slept with to have been somebody I've had a relationship with. I have a very close friend, so close in fact. We have slept in the same bed. We are of the gender that we're attracted to, but we know enough about each other that we're not compatible sexually. So we're still very good friends despite that. And I think it is a valid question to ask. It's not in general about relationships. It's about our histories, which are a little shy to be talking about because our current partners could be upset. Lusty is saying, OMG, this question.
Hello.
And, if my current situation was different or allowed it, could you imagine being in a relationship with him or her? There'd have to be other changes because there are compatibility issues that I don't think would work for us to be in a sexual relationship. So that is my take on it. So again, I'm redefining a lot of the things that are being said in these questions that people are assuming are the only facts. And I realize that I might be challenging people's ideas about what things are. But your friendships should be treated with the respect that a relationship or a romantic relationship has. A romantic relationship should probably take precedence over a friendship, but they're both relationships that you should cherish. Bijou.
I have a number of close friends that I have slept with. My capital B, capital F best friend. I have never slept with her. She's kind of more like a sister. She's the person that I was describing earlier, where when we met, we just talked for 3 hours. It was really special. And I don't have any siblings, but I feel like she's the closest thing that I have to a sibling. So that would be kind of weird. That's, we're both bisexual, so it's not like it would never necessarily happen based on orientation. It just never really occurred to either of us, I don't think, personally. But let's say one of my very close friends who I have been with, I would absolutely do it again. That the threesome I was talking about, 2 very close friends. And it's when you do it with friends, it is safe. And when you feel safe, it's great. Oh, also, I'm so sorry. I failed to mention, I get to sleep with my best friend all the time. Because I'm marrying him, so I'm super lucky. But apart from my fiance, best friend, you can hear him in the other room. Yeah, so I would absolutely do it again tonight, probably.
Twin shooters there. All right. I guess it's time for the next question, or is there any discussion that needs to be had? Nope. All right.
I was just thinking about my plans later. I'm sorry, I got distracted.
That's a good distraction and probably a good reason for us to try to get through these last few questions as quick as possible. How long after a breakup should you wait before getting back on the horse? I'm not crying anymore, but I'm horny as fuck. Is a one-night stand a good idea? Bijou.
I would say that if you want it, go ahead and get it as long as you are safe in who you are meeting and where you are meeting and what protection you are using and being COVID safe. But yeah, get it. Get some.
Boom.
Go.
Obviously still thinking about tonight. All right. Spicy.
Just go. I mean, even if it was like a really long relationship and then you broke up and like it's been like a week or so, I mean, you're not with that person anymore, so just do what you want to do.
You know what? I've always been a big proponent as one of the best ways to get over someone is to get underneath someone else. And there is a part of that rings true because of the fact that sometimes when a relationship ends, you lack that confidence. You feel a lack of desirability, and you know what? Having somebody come worship your body for a night, or someone to be amazed by your sexuality and your intensity, is a great way to feel that confidence again. Not everyone needs it, but it is probably more common that most people need it than don't. So yeah, take the chance. If you are horny as fuck, but and you don't want to jump into some kind of relationship before you've had the chance to properly grieve the relationship that has ended. You may not be crying anymore, but you might still be angry. Probably be a good idea to waste a little bit of energy. So I think we all agreed with slightly different reasonings, but I think that just goes back to showing the variety.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, what? All right. The next question we've got a couple questions in here, and one that's annoying. All right. But this is not the annoying one.
Okay.
Is the pain of a friendship breakup worse than a partner breakup? I'm in the hot seat. All right, this is not the annoying question. I hope there's more than one other question left over because then somebody might know. Is the pain of a friendship breakup worse than a partner breakup? It very much depends. If there was betrayal with the breakup, be it with a friend or with a sexual partner, then it will sting and hurt. But sometimes a breakup happens just because you realize you've drifted apart and it's okay to let go. And that can happen to either a friendship or to a partner. I'm one of those people that if I was friends with somebody 10 years ago and they called me up looking for help, I would do my best to help them. As long as they didn't do anything egregious to me. Even if I'm not in daily contact with them, I still consider them, I still think fondly of them and consider them a friend. I think a lot of people are like that, but I may be wrong. It's just my assumption because that is my process, my way of thinking. Bijou.
I think that something that you said earlier really struck a chord with me in that it's become more common more recently where people are starting to see the pitfalls of relationships and starting to see when a partner is not treating you well and starting to, normalize speaking up for yourself and not letting your partner take advantage of you. I still think that a lot of people have trouble doing that with friendships. And it is as important to be able to set boundaries with somebody and have them respect them. So in that way, if you have a friendship where it is growing, it's evolving, and you want to express yourself and express your feelings and set boundaries with that person, and they are angry with you for setting those boundaries, then it is a time to really think to yourself whether the relationship is worth it, because you don't want to be Sisyphus just rolling the proverbial boulder up a hill and that is your friendship. That's not really fair for anybody. So with that said, I would say that they can be as painful, if not more, because our friends, they're supposed to be there forever, right? And once they're gone, it's kind of, you have to come to terms with the fact that part of your life is over. So that can be really jarring.
Food for thought in there. Spicy.
Like both of you said, I mean, it depends really on what the person has done. So maybe if it just like Bijou said, it's just like a toxic relationship and you just can't just express how you want to be and what you want to say, like it will hurt, but maybe not as much as the. I would have said joy, but it's not joy. It's like the comfort you're gonna have when you have that friend that you can be yourself and just like do the stuff you do and just like don't care what they think about you. But if it's like a betrayal, like something your friends like told you they wouldn't do and they done it, and that's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. Like really bad. But yeah, it's life, I think, and you can choose, like you can choose what you want to have like for a friend, and it's gonna hurt, but I mean sometimes it's better that way.
I if I can add on to this, I do want to say, like, Bijou mentioned that, a friend should be forever. I'm a strong belief, like, I do treat, if we parted amicably or just haven't been in contact, that person is still my friend. But I think a friendship is just like any other type of relationship, in the fact that there's it takes work on all sides to keep it alive. So that is one way to look at it.
If I could add to that, when I enter a relationship, like it can feel really crappy, like just so awful, like you just want to die. But eventually you think to yourself, in my particular experience, you think to yourself, wow, that relationship really wasn't working. I'm glad that it ended, even though I felt really crappy at the time. Whereas if you lose a really good friend over something like that they did that hurt you, that could hurt for a really long time. There's no like, oh, I'm really glad I got out of that. There's none of that. It's like, I have lost someone. It's not their loss. It's my loss, and that sucks.
There's the stages of grief apply to ending any type of relationship.
Yeah.
And you go through them back and forth, and sometimes it's kind of unending,
I do want to. There's an old joke, and I'm trying to remember the comedian who said it. It was a female comedian, and I can't remember her name, and I don't mean to be disrespectful by doing this, but I want to sort of co-opt her joke. So I'm going to quote their joke and mention that this is not my joke. They said, "Men have friends, women have allies."
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
What I like to think is, people have friends, and then there's other people who want to leverage that friendship. Because as a man, I've had male friends who, were friends with me because they wanted something or felt it was advantageous to be with me. And that's a type of toxic friendship. And I don't believe toxic friendships are gender biased.
No,
I believe
I
women
agree.
can have those kind of relationships. Both of you have mentioned your BFFs, and those people. It's, again, you don't feel like you have that toxic issue with them. So it's not like women only have allies; they have friends as well. And men don't just have friends; they have allies as well.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah, I've met lots of toxic people, regardless of their gender, sexual orientation, whatever. Some people just get called out on it more.
Yeah.
Boom. All right, talking about calling out, we've got 2 more questions here. So at least 2 more questions.
I like this.
I don't like these type of questions. I'm like, I am against the death penalty. All right, I don't believe in murdering people, but it's a fuck, marry, kill Spider-Man edition, No Way Home edition. So the 3 Peter Parkers that were in No Way Home. So there's Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. Those are the three most recent Spider-Men. Spicy, you are in the hot seat.
Oh my god.
So for a fuck, marry, kill of these three,
Like,
we can
I'm-
also add in an IDK or IDC. I don't care.
it's really hard because like I'm not the kind of girl that likes Spider-Man, but I kind of watch it because my son like really likes them. So I would say I don't care. Like maybe all of three in my bed and like no, it's good. I don't know.
All three. Could you imagine the like the spooge marks on the wall afterwards?
Oh my god. Oh.
Oh, sorry, webbing. That's what it's called. Webbing. There is all right. There's something I've heard about No Way Home. Apparently, one of the actors had a fake booty. One of the three Spider-Men
Yes,
had a
I've
fake
heard
booty.
about this too.
I don't know which one, but that's the one. No, that's I would kill, but I disconnect from. Tom Holland, I had the pleasure of meeting that man,
Ooh.
and he is actually a genuinely nice person. But I've also heard the same about Tobey Maguire
I believe
and
that.
Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
All of them have done extensive charity work. All of them have seemed very grateful for the roles that they've had and their abilities. I think he didn't get a fair shake. I would say Andrew Garfield might be my favorite, and his acting has been like he's been nominated for Golden Globes. Was he nominated for an Oscar for that drumming movie?
I don't know, but he's good.
It's hard. I actually watched Tom Holland get his nose broke.
Was Andrew Garfield in that musical about the writer of the musical? Sorry, the movie about the writer of Rent. Was that Andrew Garfield that was in that?
I do not know. If somebody knows in the chat, please tell us in the chat.
Who played the writer of Rent in that movie that was about the writer of Rent, whose name eludes me.
All right, somebody's going to use their Google Foo, but Bijou.
Okay, so I've only seen the Tobey Maguire ones because, they say that the movies that you watch when you're like 13, 14 are the movies that kind of stick with you. And that was right around, I just aged myself, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I had a huge crush on Tobey Maguire. I saw him in The Ice Storm because I was obsessed with Elijah Wood at the time. So I can't answer that, but I can answer fuck, marry, kill Adam West, Christian Bale, and Michael Keaton as Batman. I can do that one. So I would say that I would kill Michael Keaton, I would marry Adam West, and I would fuck Christian Bale. You're welcome.
What?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That's my answer. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. I heartily disagree with that.
I would never have a dull moment if I married Adam West.
Yeah, I think so.
Ever. And Christian Bale.
Well,
oh my
he's
God.
dead now, so it'd be a very awkward.
Well, Christian as Batman, so he would be in his 30s, 40s. And I would know that he would have longevity. He was an awesome person. Adam West. Michael Keaton, I don't know why he just pisses me right off. I don't know why. I hate him so much. And I have no reason for it. He was amazing in Batman. He was amazing in Beetlejuice, which I also hate, and I don't know why. I think it's Winona Ryder. I think it's because I can't stand her. Also, not really sure why. But he was great. I liked Michael Keaton in the Kenneth Branagh version of Much Ado About Nothing. He did a great job in that. But I liked Nathan Fillion in the oh my gosh, what's his name? Oh, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What's the director's name? I'm gonna get
Joss
so
Whedon.
Joss Whedon. Thank you. The Joss Whedon version of Much Ado. Nathan Fillion did a great job as the constable character. I'm off topic. I haven't answered it all. I'm sorry. Fuck, marry, kill, Tobey Maguire.
All three.
Just
All right.
all three, one right after the other. And that's I already have like the apparel. Oh, it was so. Yes, these are real pearls. I'm just so sad.
All right. Michael Keaton is going to be a Batman again in an upcoming film.
What? Is he going to do that? Batman Returns.
He's doing it's the Flash movie, and so it's
okay.
Flash is jumping around a multiverse because of course Marvel's doing a multiverse thing, so they're doing it. So he's gonna appear in the Flash movie, and like he even sort of parodied that with the fact that he did the movie Birdman, which is won critical acclaim. Ed Norton's in it as well. It's a great watch. It's about an older actor who played an iconic role as a superhero, but he wanted to be taken as a serious actor. So he's launching his one-man play, or not a one-man play, but an off Broadway, possibly all the way. Yeah, I think it's off Broadway. I don't think it's in LA. I think it's still in New York. Play, and just to sort of be his swan song, and fun. It's cutting, it's caustic, it's funny, it's like self-examining, and it's a treat to watch. So I would recommend Birdman with Michael Keaton.
I would love to watch a Dark Knight Returns, like the story where Batman has retired and then he comes back. I would love to see Michael Keaton play that because I think he's a great actor. I just hate him. I don't know.
I also
with like Alan Tudyk as the Joker.
Not Mark Hamill.
But Mark Hamill's really good too. But
Mark Hamill is the animated Joker.
Yes, but Alan Tudyk is the animated Joker in the Harley Quinn series, and he does a spectacular job. So, and I feel like he has good physicality, whereas Mark Hamill, like his voice is really great, but I'm not sure what kind of presence. Like you look at him and you see like Luke Skywalker. It's inevitable. So, yes, and I would watch the crap out of him.
Flexible.
Well, that too. Like you need someone who can frolic a bit.
All right. We still have more questions. More questions are coming in, so let's move along right now.
I must be getting to the angry question soon.
No, the angry question
got rid of it.
Was
the fuck, marry, kill.
We passed it. Shoot, I didn't want to say which one it was.
Whoops.
When starting a new relationship, how much should you divulge about your past history right off the bat? Bijou. That face said.
I think it depends. I'm sorry, I can't give you like a straight answer. I think that like, if you have, I'm gonna get a little bit trigger warning here. So if anybody is uncomfortable, just warning. If you're about to get into a sexual relationship with someone and you have past trauma, and you know that something might trigger you, you need to kind of let them know, at least in some capacity, for your own mental and physical safety. But as far as like, oh yeah, like I dated this person, I dated that person, I don't think there's a timeline that needs to be had. There's a big trope where like if you're bisexual, like you need to disclose that right away because it like informs their opinion of you and blah blah blah. If they're that kind of person, then tell them to fuck right off anyway. So unless you have an STI or unless, like I said, you have trauma, I think that kind of thing can just come out naturally as it comes.
Very, very smart answer.
It's not very funny. I'm sorry.
We're here to inform as much. I mean,
as much as entertain.
We can't say that this is legal advice. It's for.
It's not. It's not.
No, it's not.
Please do not take any of my advice. I take my advice, and it's usually not good.
Spicy.
Yeah, same. Like they said, maybe if you have a trauma, it's good to talk about it, because your partner, if they are like respectful of you, they will know what's triggering you, or what's not to do. But I mean, as much as your sexual past, I mean, it's yours and nobody's business. So I mean, just no. Just like keep it for yourself if you want to, share it if you want to, but like it's nobody's business.
Boom. All right. I'm also, if it's something, I agree completely. Bijou mentioned it. If there's an STI issue, you should be informing your partner. As trauma issues, things that can unexpectedly come up, that should be addressed. I dated a woman who said never hold my hands above my head because that was a trigger for them. And then further on to in the dating, they asked me to hold the hands because they had developed a certain level of trust with me.
That's
and
great.
They wanted to confront it. And so having that understanding, it made me not feel good about doing it. Like they had to actually sort of talk and almost beg me to do it. But those are individual cases, and I think every relationship should be an individual case that you look upon to find out what works, what doesn't work. But honesty, never lie. If somebody's concerned about your body count, ask them why first.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
just give them
true.
the
Yeah.
finger. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm very forthcoming about my past, and I use it quite often in this show, and I know not everyone is comfortable with that. But I try to be. I do not out any past partners. I do not say that this was this person or not that person or whatever. But I do share my side of the relationship. I think that's quite normal. Now, before we end, we still have another question. I do want to make sure that everyone is aware that spicy.sparkles on Instagram is here. I want to thank you, Spicy, for coming to the show. Again, this is your second time on the show?
Yeah.
Yes. Bijou, you are one of my regulars, and I always trust you to give great advice, even if it's just for entertainment purposes. That's bijou.bisou on Instagram.
And I'll be doing Vaudeville on the 9th as well.
On the 9th.
Oh, nice.
On the 9th.
Fun.
So, week from Wednesday.
A week from Wednesday. So.
I want to also thank all the wonderful people who are asking questions, and I also want to thank the support staff that helped me run the show, who do such a wonderful job. Thank you very much for helping us put this on. And we have this next question, and I'm not sure I can fully answer it safely, but here it is. As performers, how do you feel about the audience buying you drinks? Is it rude to decline them if you are not a drinker? And Spicy, you go first.
Well, I think it's okay. I mean, like, if someone wants to buy me a drink and there's no, like, afterthoughts of, like, I buy her a drink, so she needs to give me something after, it's okay. But if you don't drink, I mean, just say it. I mean, don't force yourself to do something that you're not doing anyways.
Bijou.
Someone's going to buy me a drink. I would prefer they ask me what I drink before they buy it, so that they don't hand me a Long Island iced tea and then I'm 3 sheets to the wind, 2 inches into the glass. And then that would be the opportunity to say, oh, you know what? I actually don't drink. I mean, I don't not drink. I just prefer other substances. So boundaries. If you don't drink, then don't drink. And if they have an issue with that, again, like, buck right off. It's not about you. You're trying to show me that you appreciate me as an artist. How are you going to do that in a way that makes me uncomfortable?
Yeah, true.
Both of those are valid answers, but I'm going to differ. As an entertainer, I get stage time at a performance venue because I bring a crowd that will be buying drinks. Most venues make most of their money from audience members buying drinks. I come from a stand-up comedy background, and that is the key form of how those kind of clubs make money. I always accept a drink that is bought for me. I don't necessarily have to finish it or even drink it. And if you are like if you do not imbibe, if you're a recovering alcoholic, you can ask them to buy you a non-alcoholic drink. That's a fair response as well. Or I've known some performers who make arrangements with the bar staff that the person still gets charged as a full drink, but they get a non-alcoholic drink.
Oh, nice.
Right, so instead of like they'll get a soda water instead of a clear beverage, a clear alcohol, vodka soda, right? So these are things that are done. The joys of performing mean a lot to me. Being recognized by the audience in a favorable light that they want to buy me a drink is very good. But if I drink too much, it impairs my performance. So I need to take care of that and measure. Now, luckily, I have fairly good tolerance, but I have been messy on stage more than once. So I understand the business side and the fact that it is sort of necessary to receive these drinks to help. If in comedy clubs, I'm not sure about other clubs like burlesque, etc. If the bar sales are up, they look at who performed, and they have that person back sooner.
Oh.
And that is an aspect of the business that does exist. So I believe we have reached the end of the questions. I'm sorry, I'm ending on a downer note, and
anyone who wants to buy me a drink can do so. You can buy us drinks at the bottom on the link tree. Like, feel free to do that.
Yes, that's running across the bottom right now. But if you need to see it a little bit bigger, let's take a look. That's not it. Where is it? There it is. That's the link tree. Maybe I had too much to drink tonight, apparently. Either that or not enough sleep.
Or both.
Or both. So that is how you can actually support the show and these performers that you're seeing. It'll be evenly divided between the three performers you're seeing on the stage, on the screen at this time. I want to thank everybody who tuned in. What was that? Did I turned away from my head and almost missed a flash? What was?
No.
Right. Oh, no.
I just I like to.
It was like, yeah.
Fingertip tasing. It's wonderful. Again,
we are burlesque performers after all.
Yes.
True.
And if you want to check out their Instagram, which has pictures of their performances as well as other pictures, it's at bijou.bisou on Instagram and at spicy.sparkles on Instagram, of both fantastic performers who are going to be appearing at the next two Vaudeville variety shows, one each night, possibly two the second night, just depending on who the wins, because you as the audience would be selecting the winners. And just to give a little bit of a sneak peek for next Sunday, I'm just going to bring this up on stage. Maybe I should get rid of that banner before I do that. Our next week on the Love Doctor live stream, we are going to have Joe Kiddo and Felicia Rain. So that's episode 14. That's 9 p.m. Sunday, March 6th. So that's the next show of the Love Doctor live stream. Thank you all for listening, watching. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you for helping the people who help put this show together. And thank you, my amazing guests. You have been a treat. And remember, everybody out there,